That plant at the garden center is making a promise. Maybe it promises instant privacy. Maybe it promises beautiful flowers. Maybe it promises brilliant autumn color with almost no effort. And that's exactly the problem. Some of the worst garden disasters begin with plants that seem almost perfect, fast-growing, low maintenance, hard to kill. The very qualities that make them attractive are often the same qualities that make them dangerous. Today, we're counting down 10 plants that solve one problem by creating a much bigger one. Let's begin with a rose that looks romantic, but behaves more like a hostile takeover. Plant number 10, Multiflora Rose, the fence that escapes. The promise. Imagine a hedge that grows quickly, flowers beautifully, smells wonderful, and creates a natural living fence. That's exactly why Multiflora Rose became so popular. For a gardener looking for fast results, it appears to solve several problems at once. And for a while it does. The trap. The problem is that Multiflora Rose doesn't really understand boundaries. Its long arching canes can root wherever they touch the ground, creating entirely new plants. Birds spread its seeds even further, and those seeds can remain viable in the soil for years. The damage. Over time, a single planting can become a dense thorn-filled thicket that crowds out almost everything around it. Native plants disappear. Wildlife habitat changes, and what began as a decorative hedge becomes an almost impenetrable wall of growth. The kind that's much easier to admire from a distance than walk through. The removal reality. Unfortunately, cutting it back usually makes the problem worse. Successful removal often means digging out the entire root system and then monitoring the area for years as dormant seeds continue to germinate. The better choice. If you love the look of a flowering rose hedge, native options such as pasture rose or swamp rose can provide beauty without launching a long-term campaign against your garden. But if you think a rose can get out of hand, wait until you meet a vine that seems incapable of stopping. Plant number 9, Russian vine, the climber that won't stop. The promise. Everyone has something they'd rather not look at. An ugly fence, a plain wall, a tired old shed. Russian vine appears to offer the perfect solution. It grows astonishingly fast and produces clouds of delicate white flowers that can transform an eyesore into a garden feature in a remarkably short time. The trap. Fast growth sounds wonderful, until you realize the plant applies that enthusiasm to absolutely everything. Russian vine doesn't politely cover a structure. It engulfs it. The damage. Its stems wrap around neighboring plants, fences, trees, gutters, and buildings. As it grows, it blocks sunlight from everything beneath it. It forces its way into gaps and weak points. And before long, the structure you wanted to decorate becomes the structure you're trying to rescue. Many gardeners discover that the plant they installed to solve one problem has quietly created 3 more. The removal reality. Removing Russian vine requires persistence. Cutting it back provides only temporary relief. The roots must be removed as thoroughly as possible, and follow-up maintenance is usually unavoidable. The better choice. For gardeners looking for a beautiful climbing plant, a well-behaved clematis or native climber can provide coverage without turning your property into a botanical wrestling match. And speaking of attractive plants with hidden consequences, our next entry may be one of the most beautiful shrubs ever planted in suburban gardens. Plant number 8, burning bush, the beauty that invades. The promise. Few shrubs can compete with burning bush in autumn. When the leaves turn brilliant scarlet red, the effect is spectacular. For decades, it became one of the most widely planted landscape shrubs for exactly that reason. Easy to grow, easy to shape, and absolutely unforgettable in fall. The trap. The trouble begins when birds discover the berries. And birds, unfortunately, can travel much farther than gardeners. The damage. As birds spread the seeds into forests and natural areas, burning bush establishes itself far beyond the garden. Once established, it forms dense thickets that crowd out native shrubs and wildflowers. The result is a gradual simplification of a landscape. Less diversity, less habitat, less room for native species. What looks like a harmless ornamental shrub can eventually alter entire woodland understories. The removal reality. A single shrub in a garden may seem manageable, but escaped populations are another matter entirely. Removing established plants often requires repeated efforts over multiple seasons. The better choice. If it's brilliant fall color you're after, native alternatives such as highbush blueberry or chokeberry can deliver spectacular displays while also supporting local wildlife. Unfortunately, our next plant manages to create problems not just for ecosystems, but potentially for people as well. Plant number 7, Japanese barberry, the tick factory. The promise. Japanese barberry became popular for all the right reasons. It's colorful, compact, drought-tolerant, deer-resistant, and remarkably easy to grow. For landscapers, it often seemed like the perfect, low-maintenance shrub. The trap, but easy-to-grow plants sometimes become easy-to-spread plants. Birds carry the seeds into natural areas, where the shrub begins establishing itself far beyond the original planting. The damage. In woodlands, Japanese barberry forms dense, thorny thickets that crowd out native vegetation. But the ecological damage isn't the only concern. Research has found that barberry infestations often support significantly higher tick populations than surrounding areas. The dense, humid conditions created beneath the shrubs provide ideal habitat, which means a decorative landscape plant can inadvertently contribute to an environment that ticks find very appealing. Not exactly the garden feature most homeowners are hoping for. The removal reality. Removing established barberry is neither pleasant nor quick. The sharp spines make handling difficult, while the roots and low-growing branches can allow the plant to persist and expand. The better choice. Native shrubs, such as Virginia sweetspire, can provide excellent seasonal interest without creating thorny, tick-friendly fortresses. And now we arrive at a plant that many gardeners still dream of growing. For good reason. It is genuinely beautiful. It just happens to be beautiful in the same way a tiger is beautiful. Plant number 6, Wisteria, the house strangler. The promise. A mature wisteria in bloom is one of the most breathtaking sights in gardening. Long, cascading flowers, sweet fragrance, romantic charm. It's easy to understand why generations of gardeners fell in love with it. The trap? The problem is that Asian wisteria varieties don't know the difference between support and conquest. The damage. As the vines mature, their woody stems become thicker, heavier, and stronger. They wrap tightly around trees. They overwhelm pergolas. They climb into gutters, roofs, and structures. Given enough time, they can damage the very features they were meant to decorate. A young wisteria looks elegant. A neglected mature wisteria can look like it's attempting to repossess the house. The removal reality. Removing an established wisteria often becomes a major project. The thick trunks must be cut. The roots must be controlled. And new shoots can continue appearing long after the original vine seems gone. The better choice. Fortunately, gardeners don't have to give up on wisteria entirely. American wisteria offers much of the same beauty while being significantly less aggressive and far easier to manage. Are you starting to recognize any of these in your own garden? Let me know in the comments which one surprises you most. And if you're finding this helpful, consider subscribing, because unfortunately, the next 5 plants are where things become genuinely expensive. Plant number 5, Tree of Heaven, the poisoner. The promise. If you're looking for a tough tree, Tree of Heaven would seem almost irresistible. It grows quickly, it tolerates poor soils, it handles pollution, and it can establish itself where many other trees struggle. For people wanting fast shade or rapid growth, it can look like a miracle solution. The trap. The trouble is that Tree of Heaven succeeds partly by making life difficult for everything around it. The damage. This tree spreads aggressively through both seeds and underground root suckers. A single tree can eventually become an entire colony. But its most remarkable weapon is chemical. Tree of Heaven produces compounds that suppress the growth of nearby plants. In effect, it alters the battlefield in its own favor. The result is often a landscape with fewer competitors and more Tree of Heaven. As if that weren't enough, it is also a preferred host for the invasive spotted lanternfly, a pest capable of causing significant agricultural damage. Not content with creating problems of its own, it invites more problems to join it. The removal reality. Cutting down Tree of Heaven without a proper management plan often triggers an explosion of new shoots from the root system. Many landowners discover that removing one tree simply results in dozens more appearing nearby. The better choice. If you enjoy the bold, tropical appearance of Tree of Heaven, native sumacs can provide similar visual drama without the ecological baggage. And now we move from a tree that poisons the competition to a vine that slowly dismantles whatever it touches. Plant number 4, English Ivy, the Wall Destroyer. The promise. English ivy has an image problem, or perhaps more accurately, it has an image advantage. Covered cottages, historic buildings, ancient stone walls. English ivy carries an undeniable sense of age and charm. It also offers evergreen coverage in places where many other plants struggle. For generations, gardeners saw it as the perfect climber. The trap. The trouble is that ivy doesn't simply sit on a structure. It attaches itself to it. And over time, that relationship can become surprisingly destructive. The damage. The plant uses aerial roots to cling to walls and surfaces. Those roots can exploit cracks, gaps, and weaknesses. On older structures, this may contribute to deterioration over time. On trees, the situation is often worse. As ivy climbs higher, it shades branches, adds weight, and increases wind resistance. A tree carrying a heavy ivy load is under far more stress than one standing alone. Meanwhile, when ivy spreads across the ground, it creates dense carpets that suppress native wildflowers and seedlings. Elegant? Perhaps. Helpful? Not always. The removal reality. Removing English ivy requires patience. Pulling it directly from walls can damage surfaces. The usual approach is to sever the vines near the base, allow the upper growth to die, and then carefully remove it. A slow process, which feels oddly appropriate for a plant that spent years creating the problem. The better choice. For climbers, consider Virginia creeper or other well-behaved vines suited to your region. For ground cover, native alternatives can often provide beauty without smothering everything beneath them. But if you think ivy is difficult to remove, our next plant operates almost entirely underground. Plant number 3, running bamboo, the underground army. The promise. Privacy is one of the most common requests in gardening, and few plants seem better suited to the task than bamboo. It grows quickly, creates dense screening, looks exotic, and can transform a space in just a few seasons. On paper, it sounds ideal. The trap. Unfortunately, the part of bamboo you can see isn't the real problem. The real problem is the part you can't. The damage. Running bamboo spreads through underground rhizomes. These hidden stems travel beneath the soil, often far beyond where the original planting was intended to remain. New shoots can emerge unexpectedly in lawns' flower beds and neighboring properties. To the gardener, it can feel less like growing a plant and more like negotiating with an expanding empire. The boundaries you establish are often viewed as mere suggestions. The removal reality. Once established, removal can be extraordinarily difficult. The visible canes are easy enough to cut. The challenge is eliminating the extensive underground network that continues driving new growth. Many homeowners spend years trying to regain control. The better choice. If you love the appearance of bamboo, choose clumping varieties rather than running types. They provide the same architectural beauty without attempting to colonize the entire neighborhood. And speaking of plants that spread beyond all reasonable expectations, our runner-up has become legendary. Plant number 2, kudzu, the smotherer. The promise. There was a time when kudzu was celebrated. It was promoted for erosion control, admired for its rapid growth, and praised as a practical solution to difficult land management problems. For a while, it seemed almost miraculous. The trap. The key phrase there is rapid growth. Because kudzu didn't merely grow quickly, it grew relentlessly. The damage. During peak growing conditions, kudzu can extend astonishing distances in a single season. It climbs trees, engulfs structures, covers utility poles, and blankets entire landscapes beneath a dense layer of foliage. Everything beneath that blanket loses access to sunlight. And without sunlight, very little survives. Entire areas can become dominated by a single species. A green ocean with very little life beneath the surface. They're the corporations of the plant world, expanding endlessly, absorbing competitors, and somehow still wanting more. The removal reality. Controlling kudzu often requires years of repeated effort. Cutting, mowing, grazing, monitoring, then repeating the process all over again. Persistence becomes the only real strategy, the better choice. In many ways, kudzu serves as a cautionary tale rather than a gardening recommendation. It reminds us that the most impressive growth rates are not always desirable. Yet even kudzu is not our number one nightmare, because our final plant doesn't just threaten gardens. It can threaten property itself. Plant number 1, the foundation breaker. Some invasive plants damage ecosystems. Some damage gardens. This one can damage property values. In parts of Europe, surveyors, lenders, and home buyers actively look for it. Not because it's poisonous, not because it's ugly, but because of what it can do underground. The plant is Japanese knotweed. The promise. When Japanese knotweed first arrived as an ornamental plant, it seemed impressive. Large attractive leaves, rapid growth, excellent screening, remarkable toughness. For gardeners wanting fast results, it appeared almost perfect. The trap. Unfortunately, Japanese knotweed is one of the clearest examples of why hard to kill should sometimes be considered a warning rather than a selling point. The damage. Its real strength lies beneath the surface. Japanese knotweed develops an extensive rhizome network capable of spreading far beyond the visible plant. These underground structures exploit weaknesses in hard surfaces and built environments. They can grow into cracks, joints, drainage systems, retaining walls, and other vulnerable locations. The plant forms dense colonies that exclude native vegetation and dominate entire areas. And because even tiny fragments of rhizome can regenerate into new plants, accidental spread is remarkably easy. This is not merely a difficult weed. It is a long-term infrastructure problem disguised as a plant. The removal reality. Most gardeners should not attempt major knotweed removal on their own. Successful control often requires specialist management over multiple years. Simply cutting or disturbing the plant can sometimes worsen the situation by spreading viable fragments. The cost can be substantial. The process can be lengthy, and the results require patience. The better choice. The good news is simple. There is no reason to plant Japanese knotweed. None. There are countless alternatives that provide screening, structure, flowers, or seasonal interest without creating a multi-year battle against one of the most notorious invasive plants on Earth. Which is exactly why Japanese knotweed earns the number 1 spot on our list. Have you ever battled one of these garden nightmares in your own yard? Let us know in the comments. Your experience might save another gardener years of frustration. And if you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the Herbal Discovery for more practical gardening advice, productive plants, and ways to create a beautiful garden without the headaches. Thanks for watching, and go out and get those hands dirty.